Hi everyone, Nice the New Day Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And in this video I'm going to be talking about Tyler the Creator's recent ban in the UK. He's not allowed in the country. He's not allowed to perform there. Actually had to cancel a few dates over there due to this 3 to 5 year ban. And this ban occurs under the Conservative government that is currently in office in the UK right now. Although I'm not really sure if the original call to ban Tyler came from the Conservative side of the aisle. Not really sure. Although last month there were some activist groups in Australia actually trying to ban Tyler from the country there too. They didn't want him performing over there. They didn't want him entering the country. Pretty interesting. Well, more funny than interesting, because the UK and Australia weren't trying to ban Tyler back when Odd Future were first blowing up, and these offensive songs were in Tyler's live song rotation. Actually, some of Odd Future's first big initial shows after they got internet buzz were in the UK. And I am not a Tyler the Creator fan. I wouldn't call myself a fan of his music. I have been pretty critical of many of his releases, and I do acknowledge that for a long time he has played it very fast and loose with his lyrics, with his social media account, and music websites as well as venues around the country were happy to pimp him out and give him a place to perform back when he was like this blog darling and bringing everyone tons of buzz and tons of traffic. But now that he's not as relevant as he used to be, and that sort of invincibility, that armor that he once had against the media is gone, he's kind of seeing this delayed backlash against all of the stuff, all of his shenanigans that he's been involved in over the past several years. You know, and I know that Tyler is far from a well-behaved musician, which I think is part of why he's such an easy target for this ban. Still, regardless, the people advocating for Tyler the Creator's bans from whatever country or whatever place are prudish pieces of garbage with no historical perspective and no real appreciation for free speech. They might talk a good game on the free speech side of things, but once something offends them, they'll start whipping out terminology like, oh, our values are this, or, his values are that, and these sorts of values are reflected in his music, or his music is harmful in some kind of way, or it's really toxic. Avoid people that talk like this. Don't listen to people that talk like this, because they're liars and they have an agenda and they're just trying to push it on you, and they're just trying to moralize taste and moralize art. This has happened many times before in the past with rap lyrics and metal albums and metal lyrics. Dead Kennedys with the Frankenchrist trial. Look into that. That's a really interesting trial. Judas Priest got taken to trial. It's happened with video games too, again and again and again. And the moralistic crybabies, they're going to act like their opinions come from a place of concern, and that they don't want to ban or change or censor anything. But the moment these people are in power, that's exactly what happens. Lyrics are censored or reversed or removed from records. Album covers are changed. Parental advisory emblems get tossed on the cover art, and artists aren't allowed to perform in certain places. And that's exactly why you can't let these assholes spit their venomous anti-free speech rhetoric and play like the thing that you're listening to, the thing that you enjoy, is dangerous in some kind of way. Because it's not. That's a lie. That's bullshit. The burden of proof is on these people to prove that this art, that this expression is dangerous or harmful in some kind of way. We need actual, real, undeniable statistic correlations and causations, not just like some bullshit confirmation biased social science study. No, that's not proof. I'm sorry. How about some real proof? And some real science?
My nigga, you just got roasted! Yeah!
And also, keep in mind, people who are advocating for this censorship, for the banning of certain things, certain expressions, whatever, what's offensive is completely subjective. And if you put mechanisms in place, and if you set a precedent where banning offensive anything is okay, don't be surprised if 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, someone in power finds what you're saying to be offensive, and then what you advocated for comes around to bite you in the ass and shuts you the fuck up. No one's right to free speech should end where your feelings begin. Fuck your feelings. And let's also, mention that the people who are advocating for Tyler to be banned are probably racist dumbasses as well. These people would never ban Eminem. They would never ban Nick Cave because these people are old and they're white. And because they're white, they're given the benefit of the doubt that what they're saying in their songs, the horrible, horrific, graphic things, far more graphic than Tyler's ever done in a song, are done in jest, or they're playing a character when they say these songs, or that, they may be making this music, but it's not actually a reflection of their real values. Because Tyler is obnoxious, he's young, he's mouthy, and he's black. He's not given that same benefit of the doubt. When I was younger, I was just so sick of hearing people sort of spit this kind of rhetoric from the conservative right. And I was so excited to get older because I was convinced that these people would eventually all die and this mindset would go away. But it's still here. But the thing is, now it's coming from both sides of the ideological aisle, and it's ridiculous. Art is not harmful. Fucking rap lyrics are not harmful. I may have my opinions on Tyler's music and other forms of music too. I may like and dislike certain things, and I may boldly express that in my reviews, but I would never advocate for something to be censored, something to be banned, for an artist to be kicked out of a certain place or a country where that person may have fans. I think that kind of shit is draconian, and you shouldn't put up with that shit either. Don't listen to anybody, don't take anybody seriously who toes that line. And if you toe that kind of line and you watch my videos, fuck off, unsubscribe, eat a dick. So that's it. That's all I really want to say. Have a good day. Forever.